You were in a band, Trenchmouth, for quite a while, right?
Yeah, a long
and
time.
It was sort of like a DC sound, like
Yeah.
a little Fugazi, a little Minor Threat, a little Bad Brains type of,
Yeah.
like pretty aggressive punk rock. And what I was curious about was, as you were like, 3-4 years into that band, was that going to be your ticket, like the idea that we were going to make this band famous?
Yeah. It didn't turn out that way. Oh my God, I just had a lot of expectations and...
What was sort of your perception of how it was going to go?
Oh boy, it's really, I was in my 20s and got to meet a lot of great people, saw some great bands. I did a lot of drumming. I really lived punk rock drumming, I lived it. My expectation was, I was like, this is how it works. You get on a label, you put out a record, and everyone starts buying the record. As soon as it's on vinyl, it doesn't matter what's on there, they'll buy it. You tour, first it's clubs, and then it's like theaters, and then it's arenas. Kind of like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So I think we'll be a Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think we'll be a Fugazi for a while.
Right.
It's just how it goes. And then, step by step, that kept not happening. Record would come out, and some people would... We had our fans, but not, not with any, didn't get bigger and bigger. So not only did that not happen, it happened to every other band around us. It happened to bands that we knew. So I remember, and this sounds like such a made-up kind of story, but in Chicago, we practiced on the same floor of a building with Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, really? So you're like, yeah, it's happening to everybody.
And we were more like, well, they're more rock, so that's okay. But they did that. They did clubs,
right,
theaters, arenas. I'm like, oh, it's fine. They're rock. And then more and more bands it started happening to, and I kept having an excuse for why it wasn't happening to us.
Can you think of another example?
Jesus Lizard. I'm like,
right.
That's where it started to get a little, the hard part about it was I was not able to enjoy music. I wasn't able to listen to bands because I was so jealous. So I remember Pavement were huge.
Right.
And I just wouldn't listen to the records. And now I love Pavement. But I couldn't even dislike, I just couldn't listen to it because there's another band, huge.
Especially with the Jesus Lizard, now it's starting to encroach into your territory of...
That's what I mean. And they're from Chicago. I'm like, angular music, Here's one that was very literal. I worked at a cafe called Urbis Orbis.
Okay.
And Veruca Salt would come in. They came in once, maybe it was just once, and I became friendly with them. Great people.
Did you serve them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Louise and Nina. And they came in and they were like, we have a band. We're gonna play, what do you call this? A showcase at, I think, the Beat Kitchen. I can't remember the club. It was a club that cool people didn't play.
Right.
So I remember really feeling bad for them. Like, oh, they're gonna play, and they think the way to get to the top is to play these showcases. I actually sort of was like, someday they'll figure it out while I'm serving them coffee. And then, it couldn't have been a year later that they were signed and huge. And continued they were on SNL. So the last gasp, the last band was Tortoise.
They were super polyrhythmic, weird.
No
vocals. They made the Minutemen seem like
like a pop band. Absolutely. They started to, I worked for this company that booked tours, and I saw the numbers of the places they were playing, and they didn't even have vocals.
You're like, we are doing something wrong here.
I talked to the band, I was like, we are really getting nowhere. And I remember I saw a drummer from another band, and the drummer was a little older, and I think I saw him walking down the street, although now in my mind, I picture him carrying drums. I think he was just going to a coffee shop.
Right.
But I remember thinking, I don't want to end up like him. I don't want to end up getting older and just being at this level. So...
What was it you wanted so bad?
I really wanted to be in a famous band. I wanted to be famous. I wanted to, not just for fame, but I just wanted to be like my heroes. I wanted to be like Stuart Copeland and Mark Mothersbaugh or whoever it was at the time who I was idolizing. I wanted that. Even Billy Corgan, I was like, that must be great to have a body of work that's known. There was something in there that I really wanted.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you like what you just saw, then why not subscribe? Click right here for lots more off camera. And if you want to see the hour-long version of these conversations, I'm going to give you the secret link. Here it is, offcamera.com. Check it out.